ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Now it's been over 3 years since I last did a video on this channel, and the reason being I did not really have a reason to do another video because, as you know, this is mostly our hardware review site and specifically related to graphics hardware. And since the last generation with the RTX 2000 series and the Radeon 57000 series, I did not find any valid reason to do a video upgrade since the jump from Pascal to the RTX 2000 series wasn't that significant, and so as a result I did not do any upgrades. Now finally, after trying several times, I finally got my hands on a RTX 3000 series graphics card, more specifically the RTX 3090 this month, so I thought I'd do a review on it using the latest drivers. And the reason I got an RTX 3090 because making the jump to 4K, and as many of you know, the larger you go and as the 4K textures gets implemented in games, the more video memory you need. So as a result, I was not interested in getting the 3080 or the 3080 Ti with 12 GB. Wanted to go and did not want to compromise on my graphics settings. As a result, I was able to acquire RTX 3090. So this review is going to be with regards to that, with the latest graphical updates and with the latest drivers from NVIDIA and with latest performance benchmarks. Now I'm not going to go over every detail about the Ampere architecture, but I will make a few notes, and that is that this is one of the biggest generational leap in NVIDIA's history, and which goes back to what I said earlier, that I decided to skip the RTX 2000 series along with anything coming from AMD from that generation, due to the fact that the jump was not as great as going from Pascal, but the Ampere architecture is indeed a big generational leap, and thus you get more bang for your money. In addition to the fact that this is second generation ray tracing. As many of you know, ray tracing is very demanding, and the first generation did not do that good of a job when it comes to ray tracing, but this generation with DLSS 2.0, which I'll touch later, we get a significant improvement in not only image quality but as well as in performance. Now without further ado, I'd like to show you all the benchmarks. Now this is going to be around 10 benchmarks, and it's going to be a mixture of some newer games and some older games and some games with ray tracing enabled and ray tracing enabled with DLSS, which will give you a good idea of how this game performs at various resolutions, more specifically at resolutions of 4K, since I would argue that this is what this graphics card is geared towards. So as you can see, the RTX 3090 is the ideal graphics card for when it comes to 4K gaming. In certain tests, when it comes to 1080p and versus 1440p, we saw similar results or results that doesn't vary much in terms of frames per second. But in 4Ks, when you really start to see where the RTX 3090 starts to flex this muscle, and I would argue that this is something that if you're going to go into 4K gaming and with the best possible frame rates, you would have to get the RTX 3090. Now, the pros of this card is that it's the best performing 4K 60 frames per second gaming graphics card that's in the world right now. And certain games you do not get 60 frames for 60 frames per second, but you could achieve that in most cases using DLSS. Now, another advantage is that it has the 24 GB memory, so you could have very high resolution textures. And the cons would be that it's actually $1,500, and I would argue that's pretty expensive. I would say it's at max price. I don't know. I would say around probably $1,200 would be an ideal price range for this type of graphics card. Now, one thing I've noticed is that it does get really hot when it comes to the memory temperatures. I think this is something that NVIDIA could have done a better job at. It goes up to 96 degrees Celsius I've seen under intense load. And so as a result, I'm going to give this score 9 out of 10 due to the fact that it's expensive and the fact that it's quite hard when it comes to the video memory. But I'll give this also an engineering innovation award because of the innovation of that DLSS brought forth and what NVIDIA did with respect to DLSS. So for that reason, I'll give it 9 out of 10. I hope you have enjoyed this video. After a very long 3.5 years, finally uploaded a video, and hopefully you got something out of the performance benchmark of the RTX 3090 with the latest benchmarks towards the end of 2021 with the latest drivers. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.